Peace, 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 peace. Yes, y'all. It's your boy Dom Plutonian back at it again with another video. And this video is titled Chapter 1, The Yin Principle. Chapter 1, The Yin Principle. So we're going to talk about yin energy, which is located in the moon, the womb, and we're going to get into it. So the yin principle is negative charge. It's negative charge. Like the negative sign, it's negative charge. It is the moon. It is feminine energy. It is divine feminine energy. It could also be toxic feminine energy. The yin principle is bored. The yin principle is weak and it's fragile. And it doesn't have much to hold on to like the yang principle. It's dark energy. This world is mainly based off of the yin principle. It's based off of feminine energy. That's why sex sells, drugs, rock and roll, diamonds, jewelry, cars, high-end shit. That's a part of feminine energy, which is a part of the yin principle, right? And like I said, the yin principle is the moon. It's emotions. Imagine your emotions like water. The moon is ruled by the yin principle, which is water, which is also ruled by the sign Cancer, which is a water sign, which is the cardinal water sign. So, and we're going to get into Cancer and all that, but that's for a whole nother video. So right now, we're just going to focus on the yin principle, chapter 1, yin principle, right? So, with this yin energy, that's how you internalize things. When you have control over your yin principle, it's easy for you to have a good GPS, a inner GPS system for yourself to create, manifest, attract, and have a gravitational pull to what you want to attract. Because the yin principle pulls things in like a hole, like a portal, like a womb, like a vagina, right? Like a portal. Because that's the yin principle, right? Feminine energy, the moon, right? So it has a gravitational pull on whatever you're trying to create, whether that's good or bad. And that's why you have to have self-mastery over your emotions, because that's yin energy. That's the negative charge. That's the moon. So, when it comes to the yin principle, you want to make sure you have control over your emotions if you really want to manifest what you want, because it starts with feeling. You have to feel it. That's what the yin is, feeling, right? And if you carry too much emotional baggage, because remember, the yin principle is emotions. The moon is emotions. It's ruled by Cancer, emotions, the yin principle. If you have no control over your yin energy, it's a lot easier for you to be manipulated emotionally. And it's a lot easier for you to not be able to control that dark energy and that dark force and that chaotic energy within yourself, right? And that go for men and women, because we all have yin and yang, right? Women, or divine feminine women, will contain more yin energy on a higher octave, because everything has a lower octave and a higher octave. So they'll have more control over their emotional state, over their yin energy, which is a higher octave. That's my son crying in the room, y'all. Excuse me. But you know, divine feminine woman will have control over that yin energy. So she'll carry more yin than she do yang, which is the sun, which that's a whole nother video. We're gonna get into that. But she would have more control over her yin energy, which means she's more emotionally intelligent. So when she's even dealing with a man, she's aware when he's feeling some type of way. She's aware when he's not feeling good. She's aware because she's tapped into her divine feminine energy, which is the yin principle on a higher octave, right? She's tapped into her inner GPS system. We all have an inner GPS system, which is our intuition, which is that yin energy, because it's there to protect us. The moon, Cancer, ruled by Cancer. Cancer, the shell, is protection, right? Emotional protection, right? And like I said, I'm gonna get into Cancer at some point. I'm gonna get into all the signs at some point. But like we said, this is chapter 1, Yin Principle. Let's get it. So, with that being said, you want to make sure you have control over that yin energy, that negative charge. Otherwise, you're gonna be all over the place with your manifestations. Emotionally, you're gonna be just everywhere. And that's why you have a lot of people out here in this world just crashing out with no form of self-control because they have no control over that yin principle within themselves. The yin principle is like your shadow as well. It's like your lower self. It's the moon, right? Because like I said, it's bored, it's weak, and it's fragile. And it's dark. It's chaos. And we all have controlled chaos. For an example, um, if you know you got bills that need to be paid, it's like controlled chaos. You know that bill coming up, so you know you gotta pay it, but it's like chaotic because it's like if you don't pay it, then you're gonna manifest like a tower moment or something like that where you get like evicted, or your lights might get cut off, or whatever might get cut off, right? Water, gas, whatever the fuck it is, right? Car repo, whatever the fuck it is, right? So you want to make sure you have controlled chaos, which is controlled emotions. If your emotions are all over the place, what you think you're gonna do? You're gonna be stressing. Oh my God, it's got to be paid. Versus somebody that's like, okay, I know I'm feeling this. I know I have to get this bill paid. Let me make sure that I have enough money, and let me do what I need to do. Maybe I need to make some more hours at my job, or whatever I need to do for my business, or whatever, to make more money to make sure this bill get paid. You see what I'm saying? It's two different people, right? But it's the same thing. They're both in an emotional state. It's just more the other person has a higher octave within that yin principle because they have more control over their emotional state and their emotional foundation versus the other person that's tripping, spazzing, and then they don't get shit done at all. You dig? And you don't want to be that person. So you want to make sure you have full control over your yin principle, over that dark energy, over that moon, over your emotions, over your emotional state. Because that's the most potent, one of the most potent energies of creation and manifestation. Because the yin principle is the womb, it's the vagina. That's what it is. That's why sometimes during the moon phases, and we're going to get into that too, the moon phases and the moon cycles, women track their periods through the moon cycle and the moon phases. And we're going to get into that too. That's a whole nother video. But we're going to stay on topic with the yin principle because all that stuff correlates together into a bigger totality of a spectrum, right? So, you just want to have control over that energy. Yeah, you want to make sure you have control over that energy. Make sure that you're on a higher octave when it comes to your yin energy, into your yin principle, because that's the most chaotic energy. It's way more chaotic than yang energy. It's way more chaotic than yang energy. It's think about it. Somebody that's emotionally, internally self-destructive. Even, for an example, you have some people that have no control over their emotions, that yin principle, and they hold all their emotions in. So then what happens? It destroys them from the inside out because they're holding it in and they're not releasing it in a positive manner or transmuting it. But we're going to talk about transmuting energy too. But they're not doing that. So they're just holding it in and they're not having a release. So they're just holding grudges or holding on onto negative feelings and emotions and stuff, or whatever the situation might be, right? And it hurts them. They might wind up getting a health issue. They might wind up, especially my Virgos, y'all in y'all health. Bless y'all. But it's not about Virgos. This is about the Yin Principle, Chapter 1. Yeah, a lot of people that don't fully release, they get health issues because they're holding on to negative baggage, negative energy, and it's not hurting nobody else but them. And a lot of times they don't even realize that shit because they gotta release it. And when I mean release it, I don't mean turn up on somebody, you dig? I don't mean slap the shit out of somebody. I don't mean go shoot somebody or rob the motherfucking bank. This your uncle talking. This is Dom Plutonian talking. Listen, child. Okay? So, you dig. You want to make sure you don't do nothing like that. A good release system would be like meditation or something. And we're going to get into that too, right? So, you just want to make sure you have control over that yin principle, especially if you're trying to create stuff in this world and be, leave your mark in this world. You want to leave a good mark, not a bad mark. So you have to have control over that yin principle. Chapter 1, Yin Principle. It's your boy Dom Plutonian. I'm out. Peace.